While decluttering and staging are essential, paperwork and understanding the legal aspects of it is where most transactions succeed or fail. And I know that it's an overwhelming process for my clients, the home sellers, and I will go over the most important documents today in detail because understanding what those documents are all about will save you time, money, and energy. So let's start by the listing agreement. The listing agreement is the document that the home seller signs for the listing agent, and this is where the time frame for the listing agreement is, the fees, and the terms. Make sure you understand the terms, the fee, and the time frame for the listing agreement. Then once we sign the listing agreement, there is a whole bunch of disclosures that you have to complete. But the most important disclosures are the TDS, which is Transfer Disclosure Statement, and the SPQ, and this is the Seller Property Questionnaire. And in those two forms, you will be asked so many questions about the condition of the house. For example, there'll be a question about, did you paint the house recently? Did you change the flooring? What are the updates that you have done to the house? This is a question that a lot of people get wrong most of the time. Is there anything on your property shared with your neighbors? And a lot of the single family homeowners answer this question, they say no. But in most cases, there is a shared fence between you and your neighbor. So the answer to this would be yes. And there's this question, is there anything that will affect the value of the house? And that's another question. Do you live close by to an airport or military facility? So there'll be a lot of questions like that, and some of the questions they will ask you, if the answer is yes to this question, that you would need to explain more. And yes, please explain more. Every question that has this note, explain more, explain more. The more details you give, the better it is for you. It is for your protection. And I had a situation once, a home seller told me that they had a mouse in the house a couple of years ago, but they already got rid of the problem. They hired a professional company and they don't have this problem no longer. Do we have to disclose this? Absolutely. You have to disclose this. Whenever anything that you know about the house, you have to disclose it. This is for your protection. Why is that? Because let's say a home buyer bought the house and a year later they found out about the fact that you actually had a mouse problem in your house 2 years ago. They can come back and sue you, and you do not want to be in this situation at all. So disclose, disclose, disclose. I cannot stress enough over how much disclosures are important, and the more you disclose, the better it is for you. Another important legal document is the preliminary report. Why this report is important? It has all the liens that are recorded on the house. And once I sign the listing agreement with my client, the home seller, I get this immediately. And why do I do that? Because normally, if the house has a mortgage on it, this is a lien on the preliminary report. If there is at least solar, this is a lien on the house. If there is a credit line, this is a lien on the house. But these things the seller are aware of. But sometimes there could be a lien on your house that you are not aware of. And I had a situation where I was helping a family selling their house. The mom passed, and the family was selling the house. And after we signed the listing agreement, I got the prelims right away. And we found out that there was a contractor lien on the property that nobody was aware of. And when we investigated more, we found out that there was work done on the house, and the contractor sent the bill several times to the family, but the mother was sick and they were busy, so they missed that bill. And he recorded a lien on the house. So good thing is that we found it right away, and we contacted the contractor and we paid it off. So now the house is ready to go on the market with no liens, no problems at all. It is very, very important to get the prelims once we get the listing agreement signed, so we don't face any issues moving forward. Also, there will be more disclosures and disclaimers that you will have to sign getting the listing agreement ready for sale. And most of them are disclosures and disclaimers. But as I mentioned, the most two important ones are the TDS and SPQ. Then the next legal document is the purchase agreement. And this is where you're going to have the offer price to purchase your house and the terms from the buyer and the closing date and all the dates. Pay attention to all those dates. I have a software that all this information goes into. When buyers agents submit their offers, it goes into the system, but I do double check. I print all those purchase agreements and double check the paperwork and match it to what's in the software. And then I create my own Excel sheet that I present to my client, the home seller, and go over all those terms in details, and also pay attention to what's included in the sale and what's not included in the sale. And one last tip I have to tell you about is, before you put your house up for sale on the market, if there's any attached item in your house that you do not want to leave it and you want to take it with you to your next house, I highly recommend you take it off. For example, I had situations where the home seller really wanted the chandelier that is in the dining room and they do not want to include it in the sale. So I recommended that they take it off and replace it with a different one. Or another solution will be, it will be in the disclosures that this chandelier in the dining room is not included in the sale. Okay, so again, anything that you do not want to be included in the sale of your house that is attached, make sure you take it down. My next video is going to be about how to sell and buy a house at the same time. It's a very, very complicated process, and I will go over it in details. Pay attention to this next video. Have a great day. Bye.